Your bag comes off the belt a few seconds behind everyone else's, except it isn't coming toward you. An officer is already reaching for it, sliding it away from the normal flow and onto the inspection table. Then you hear the words, "I need to take a closer look at your bag." And if this has never happened to you before, that moment can feel a lot more serious than it actually is. You start wondering what the scanner saw. Did you accidentally pack something prohibited? Are you supposed to explain yourself? Can you touch your bag? Should you just stand there? And how long is this going to take when your flight is already getting closer? Here's the part that makes the situation much easier once you understand it. A bag being pulled aside does not automatically mean TSA thinks you've done something wrong. Even items that are normally permitted can receive additional screening if something alarms, the image needs clarification, or another security concern needs to be resolved. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what may happen from the moment your carry-on leaves the normal screening flow until you're able to take it back. We'll cover why bags can need a closer look, what the officer may do once the bag reaches the inspection table, what that little swab test is actually checking for, what you should do while the inspection is happening, and the mistakes that can make an already stressful moment more difficult than it needs to be. And pay close attention when we get to the swab, because that test isn't searching for an object hidden inside your suitcase. It's looking for something you can't even see. Let's start with the question every traveler asks first. Why did they pull my bag? At the checkpoint, the officer looking at your carry-on isn't starting by opening it. They're evaluating the bag using screening equipment. And the cleaner and more organized the contents are, the easier it can be to evaluate what is inside. That's one reason TSA encourages travelers to keep carry-on bags organized and uncluttered. Foods, powders, and other materials may sometimes need to be separated because they can clutter a bag and make it harder to obtain a clear image. Electronics can also come with their own screening instructions, and TSA specifically recommends packing electronics carefully and keeping cords wrapped. So imagine what the operator sees when your bag contains a laptop, charging cables, toiletries, several snacks, books, and dense clothing, all stacked tightly on top of each other. Everything may be perfectly ordinary, but if the screening process cannot resolve what it needs to resolve from the initial image, the bag may need another look, and that's an important distinction. Additional screening is not the same thing as an accusation. It means the screening process isn't finished yet. So what happens next? Typically, instead of your carry-on continuing directly back to you, it is diverted for additional inspection. An officer may bring it to an inspection area and ask you to remain nearby. At this point, don't panic and don't start reaching for the suitcase. Let the officer direct the process. If they need you to move somewhere, they'll tell you. If they need something from you, they'll ask. And if there's something inside that could injure the person opening the bag, for example, a legitimate sharp item that is permitted under the applicable rules, tell the officer before they begin handling the contents. You don't need to give a speech about everything you packed. Just answer questions clearly and directly. Once the bag is opened, the officer may focus on the item or area that needs additional screening. That could mean moving belongings aside. It could mean removing a particular item. It could mean screening something separately. Or it could involve another screening method. This is where travelers sometimes make the situation harder without realizing it. They see an officer reaching toward something personal and instinctively reach into the suitcase themselves. Don't do that. Even though it's your property, let the officer control the inspection while it's active. If they need you to identify something, answer them. If they want you to handle something, wait until they tell you. Standing there calmly feels passive, But in this situation, it's usually exactly what you should be doing. And if you have a concern about privacy during screening, ask the officer what private screening options are available. TSA allows passengers to request private screening for certain parts of the screening process. So if there's a medical condition, sensitive item, or personal circumstance you don't want discussed or examined in front of everyone else, say so calmly. You can simply ask, "Can this be screened privately?" If you're unsure about what's happening at any point, you can also ask to speak with a supervisor. Now, let's get to the part that surprises many travelers. The swab. You may see an officer take a small piece of material and wipe it across part of your bag, one of your belongings, or in some screening situations, your hands. Then the swab goes into a machine. This is called explosive trace detection, or ETD. And the important thing to understand is that the machine is not looking for another hidden object. It's looking for microscopic traces associated with explosive materials. That's why the test can seem strange. The officer may have already looked through your belongings. Nothing obvious is sitting on the table, and yet they're still testing something you can't see. That doesn't mean the machine has already decided something dangerous is present. It's another screening method. If an alarm occurs during any part of the screening process, TSA may perform additional screening to resolve it. What happens next depends on the circumstances and what needs to be cleared. So don't try to diagnose the machine yourself. Don't immediately assume you're in serious trouble. And don't start offering long explanations before anyone has asked you a question. Wait, listen, then answer exactly what you're asked. If you've made it this far, you already understand something that can make this entire experience much less stressful. The goal isn't to guess what the officer is thinking. The goal is to understand the process well enough that you don't accidentally make it more complicated. And if explanations like this are useful before your next trip, subscribe to Off the Records Travel. We break down the airport situations travelers usually don't learn about until they're already standing in the middle of one. Now, let's talk about what you should actually do while your bag is being inspected. First, stay nearby and pay attention. Don't walk off to look at the departures board. Don't decide this is a good moment to buy coffee. Don't disappear into the crowd because you assume the officer will call you when they're finished. Remain where the officer directs you so you're available if they need information. Second, keep your answers short and specific. If the officer asks, "What's inside this pouch?" and you know it's your charging equipment, say, "Phone and laptop chargers." If they ask what a container is, identify the container. You don't need to turn a simple question into a 5-minute explanation of your entire trip. Answer what's being asked. Third, don't touch the bag or its contents unless you're instructed to. This one is especially important because instinct tells you to help. You know where everything is. You packed it. You think you can make the search faster by reaching in and pulling out the item yourself. But during an active inspection, follow the officer's directions instead. If they want you to retrieve something, they'll tell you. Fourth, if you don't understand what's happening, ask calmly. You can ask what you need to do next. You can ask whether an item needs separate screening. And if you're concerned or uncomfortable with the process, you can ask to speak with a supervisor. The key word throughout all of this is calmly. Not because you're required to pretend you're happy about being delayed. You're allowed to be frustrated. But arguing about whether the officer should finish the screening doesn't make the requirement disappear. And that brings us to what you should avoid. Don't grab the suitcase back because you think the inspection is finished. Wait until the officer tells you you're cleared to take it. Don't start repacking while an item is still being examined. Don't reach across the table unexpectedly. Don't raise your voice because your boarding time is getting close. And don't assume that because an item is normally allowed, the officer is prohibited from looking at it more closely. TSA makes this point clearly. Even something that is generally permitted can still be subject to additional screening or ultimately not allowed through the checkpoint if it triggers an alarm, appears to have been tampered with, or presents another security concern. The final checkpoint decision rests with TSA. That doesn't mean officers arbitrarily take normal belongings. It means the screening process has to be resolved before your bag continues. Eventually, one of two broad things happens. The screening concern is resolved and your bag is returned to you, or additional screening is required. If more screening is needed, that may involve another officer, a supervisor, or another screening procedure, depending on the situation. Don't interpret another person arriving as proof that you've suddenly done something wrong. Sometimes resolving an alarm simply requires another step. And this is also why I don't want to give you one promised time for how long the process takes. There is no useful universal countdown. A simple inspection may be resolved quickly. Another situation can take longer. The airport, the item, the screening result, the number of passengers, the type of additional screening required. All of those can affect your experience. So rather than standing there thinking, this is supposed to take exactly 3 minutes, focus on what you can control. Stay available. Answer clearly. Don't interfere with the inspection. And leave enough time before your flight that one unexpected checkpoint delay doesn't immediately become a boarding emergency. Once the officer tells you the bag is cleared, that's your signal. Make sure you have your belongings. Repack anything that was removed if necessary. Check that your phone, identification, wallet, medication, electronics, and other important items are accounted for. Then move away from the inspection area before reorganizing everything slowly. You don't need to stand at the table rebuilding the world's most perfectly packed carry-on while the next traveler is waiting. And that's really what this entire process looks like when you remove the mystery from it. Your bag doesn't come back with everyone else's. It gets diverted for additional screening. An officer may open it and focus on the area or item that needs clarification. They may use another screening method, including explosive trace detection. You remain nearby. You follow the officer's instructions. You don't reach into the bag while they're inspecting it. You answer questions directly. You can ask questions or request a supervisor if you have a concern. And if you need privacy, ask what private screening options are available. Then, once the screening concern is resolved, you collect your belongings and continue toward your gate. That's very different from the story your brain may tell you when you first see your suitcase being pulled aside. Your brain says, they found something. What actually happened may simply be, they need another look. And knowing that difference can completely change how you react. So here's the short version, to remember the next time the conveyor stops and your bag doesn't come back. Don't panic. A diverted bag does not automatically mean you've done something wrong. Stay where the officer directs you. They may need you nearby to answer a question. Don't reach into the bag. Let the officer conduct the inspection and follow their instructions. Know what the swab is. Explosive trace detection looks for microscopic traces associated with explosives. It's another screening tool, not a declaration that you've committed an offense. Ask if you're confused. And if you have a concern about privacy or the way the screening is being handled, communicate that calmly or ask to speak with a supervisor. Most importantly, remember, the search isn't finished when you think everything in the bag is allowed. It's finished when the screening concern has been resolved and the officer clears the bag. Now I want to hear from you. If you've ever had your carry-on pulled aside at airport security, what confused you most the first time it happened? Was it why the bag was selected? The officer opening it? The swab test? Or simply not knowing what you were supposed to do while you stood there watching? Tell me in the comments. Your experience may be exactly the thing another traveler needs to hear before their next flight. And if this walked you through something nobody had ever properly explained to you, subscribe to Off the Records Travel. Because the next time an officer pulls out that little swab and the machine doesn't immediately clear it, you don't want your first question to be, "What happens now?" That's exactly what we're covering next.